On this episode, we count down the top 10 vegetables, now foods, you've never heard of, part 4. In this series, we'll now be including nuts, seeds, beans, mushrooms, and edible flowers. Fruits will stay as their own series, so let's go. Number 10, wild carrot. Measuring the full-grown height of a small bush, the wild carrot, or Queen Anne's lace as it's more commonly known, also goes by bishop's lace and bird's nest. Named after Queen Anne of England, an expert lace maker, this plant is found in meadows, back alleys, gardens, and along roadways, easily identified by the cluster of white flowers on top. This biennial plant, or one that lives for 2 growing years, is only edible in its first year of growth, otherwise it becomes too tough. When crushed, both the stems and leaves emit a strong carrot odor, where the color is much more of a pale yellowish. The tops are somewhat like the common carrot, but appear more closely to parsley. Unlike the common carrot, the tops of the Queen Anne's lace aren't edible, as it can cause skin irritation. Being the origin of the carrot we eat today, the Queen Anne's lace does have an edible root, but it's very tough and needs to be stewed for many hours to be able to be consumed. Sometimes the wild carrot is used to make a broth versus eating it. Thriving in dry soil, this plant is designed to thrive and often beats out neighboring plants, giving it its distinction of being a weed to many. Number 9, African spiny cucumber. This spiky cucumber indigenous to Africa is small and fits in the palm of your hand. Being related to the common cucumber, this thin-stemmed scrambling vine reaches up to 10 feet or 3 meters tall. While the African spiny cucumber is its more commonly used name, other names exist like maroon cucumber, kakri, West Indian gherkin, and West Indian gourd. While originating from Africa, they're now grown in the Caribbean, Australia, Cayman Islands, Costa Rica, South America, and the southern United States. They're also able to be grown in colder climates like the UK under protection. Considered to be an invasive weed in some parts of North America and Australia, they're most destructive to peanut fields. Taking 80 days to grow from seed, they're susceptible to infestations from aphids, cucumber beetles, and fungi. They can be eaten raw and cooked, and go well in savory dishes or in a salad. The spiny cucumber is also pickled, as it soaks up a lot of vinegar, making for a unique pickled treat. Being a good tasting cucumber without bitterness, the wider the fruit gets though, bitterness will develop, which is typically found with the wild-grown spiny cucumbers. The leaves can be cooked and eaten as well, where the seeds are rich with a nutty tasting oil or ground into a fine flour. In more rural areas, the African spiny cucumber is traditionally used to treat stomach issues. Number 8, hedgehog mushroom. Scientifically named Hydnum rependum in 1753, this mushroom is also called wood hedgehog fungus. Called the hedgehog mushroom because of its spiky gills under the cap, this mushroom is easy to identify by its orangish tan color and iconic gills. Found widely across North America in summer and fall, these mushrooms will sprout up on their own or in groups. Sporting a cap that is 1 to 7 inches or 2 to 17 centimeters wide, they are best picked and eaten when young. As they get older, they become home to grubs and worms. Nobody wants to be chomping down on a worm-filled mushroom. Offering a peppery, nutty, sweet taste with a bit of crunch to its texture, the hedgehog mushroom is a great meat replacement in savory dishes due to its meaty texture. Popular in risottos, soups, stews, and stir-fries, this mushroom is tasty by itself, sautéed up with a little bit of hot sauce. Being very high in copper and manganese, and a potent source of other minerals like calcium, zinc, magnesium, iron, potassium, sodium, and vitamin C, wild-grown mushrooms like these are great for building a diverse culture of bacteria in your microbiome. Number 7, ALH. ALH, an abbreviation I just gave to this plant with no common name, is short for its scientific name, Abutylion longik ushp hosht. Found in eastern Africa, Egypt, and Yemen, this shrub is found along riverine forests, grasslands, rocky outcrops, clearings, forest edges, and among coffee plantations. Reaching up to 5 to 16 feet or 1.5 to 5 meters tall, this thick shrub thrives in full sun and grows best at 3,000 to 10,000 feet or 1,000 to 3,000 meters. Locals harvest it for the wild edible flowers and medicine. The edible flowers are cooked before consumed and treated like a vegetable. This hardy flower is clean chopped and cooked up with pounded ground nuts, tomatoes, onions, and served with rice or ugali, which is African cornmeal porridge. Medicinally, this plant is used to ease childbirth, and the root as a treatment for stomach issues. The bark is used to make rope, baskets, and string. Number 6, Thai eggplant. This golf ball-sized eggplant originating from Thailand, which shouldn't be a surprise, is also cultivated in Sri Lanka. Being a common ingredient in Thai cooking, the green-white Thai eggplants are a staple of red and green curry dishes, as they absorb the curry sauce quite well when they're halved or quartered and added to the dish. Eaten raw in a Thai salad, the Thai eggplant is also used in the creation of Thai chili paste. They come in different Thai varieties as well, which have different colors like Thai purple, Thai white, Thai yellow, and Thai green. Unique for their obvious size, but also their crunchy texture and mild flavor, people will just pop these whole without the need to peel them. When over mature, they'll produce a mild amount of bitterness, making them ideal to eat them when they are young but fully formed. When cooked, they'll produce an earthy scent, which pairs nicely with garlic and onions. Packed with iron, calcium, vitamin A, and C, this little eggplant helps control blood pressure levels, reduces risk of diabetes, increases liver function, and boosts the immune system. Number 5. White alder. You're probably not expecting to see a large tree like the white alder on this list, but believe it or not, they've got something we can eat. Found among bogs and woodlands, this tree is native to my homeland of British Columbia, to western Montana, and down to Sierra Nevada. Both the inner bark and catkins or flowering spike are edible. The inner bark is emetic, or will cause vomiting unless it's been dried. Once dried, the inner bark is used as a flavoring for soups, stews, or mixed with flours to add a unique taste to homemade bread. The catkins produced by this tree are up to 4 inches or 10 centimeters long, are yellowish, and can be eaten raw or cooked. The dried bark is used as a treatment for diarrhea, stomach issues, and to aid in childbirth. Offering a source of tannins, the bark provides color dyes for fabrics, where the roots of this tree can be used to make baskets. Number 4. Hamburger bean. The Mucuna family of beans is often referred to as the hamburger beans, but within this family are individual beans, each with their own hamburger flair. Today we'll be focusing on the Mucuna urens, or red hamburger bean. A much more rare bean to find compared to its other family members, the Mucuna urens grows on a vigorous climbing shrub that will grow up and over tall trees. Often referred to as the sea bean, this bean is commonly washed ashore on beaches of the Gulf states in the southeastern United States. Found in countries along the equator, between North and South America, these beans grow at low elevations in forests and thickets and are pollinated by bats. A successfully pollinated bean will develop into a gnarly large bean pod. Hairs on the bean pods are mixed with molasses and drunk as a way to expel intestinal worms. The bean's hilum, or connection point to the plant, is like a marking or scar on the bean, which often looks like a smiley face on the hamburger bean. Not being the tastiest bean out there, the sea bean is grounded into flour and used in times of famine. Considered edible by some and poisonous by others, harmful compounds within the hamburger bean need to be removed by thoroughly cooking before consuming. While providing a backup source of food for locals, fiber from the stems are used to make strong ropes. Number 3. Aracha. This root vegetable from the Andes thrives at 6,000 to 8,000 feet, or 1,800 to 1,500 meters. Also called apio in Venezuela, zanahoria blanca, or white carrot in Ecuador, viraca in Peru, and mandinqua, or little cassava, batata salsa, or parsley potato in Brazil. Speaking of parsley, the greens of this tuber are very similar to parsley, but may be dark green or purple in color. The aracha is an off-white color on the outside, but may be white, yellow, or purple on the inside. This root vegetable is very much a mix of a carrot and celery root. This starchy taproot is popular in South America, and it's often grown with companion crops such as coffee, beans, or maize. This slow-growing vegetable takes a full year to develop, at which point it'll turn woody if not harvested immediately. Once harvested, it only has a shelf life of 1 week before it goes bad, which is why you won't find it outside the regions it grows. This root needs to be cooked to be consumed. Tastes like cabbage, celery, and roasted chestnuts. It can be made into common potato dishes like mashed potatoes, gnocchi, or formed into dumplings. Sometimes added to pastries, soups, or served as a side dish, its strong flavor profile is highly desirable, which has found it to be made into chips, biscuits, and flour. Having 4 times the calcium of a potato, aracha does the body good. Number 2. Tindora. Native to tropical Africa and Asia, the scarlet gourd, or ivory gourd as it's also called, is considered a noxious weed in Hawaii, as the vine can grow up to 4 inches per day. Having smooth green skin like a cucumber, the big difference between the two, the Tindora will develop seeds with a red hue to them. Big Red, a variety of Tindora, will have bright red outer skin and inner flesh. This climbing tropical vine offers a crunchy texture with mildly bitter aftertaste. As they get more mature, they'll become more soft and sweet, measuring 1 to 2 inches or 2.5 to 5 centimeters long. Both the shoots and the fruit are edible. Part of Thai, Vietnamese, and Indian cuisine, they're added to curries, stir-fries, and as the main ingredient in chutneys. The tandoori can be eaten raw in a salad, pickled, fermented, or candied. When vinegar and sugar is added, they'll remove the bitter taste. Tindora soaks up the flavors of a dish it's within, making it a great curry sponge. High in vitamin A and beta-carotene, this veggie is used to treat jaundice and high blood pressure, as well as used in Ayurvedic medicine in India. Number 1. Voodoo Lily. Hailing from the Himalayas in southern India, the voodoo lily or voodoo bulb gets this name because of its unworldly ability to flower from a corm or bulby tuber without the aid of soil or water. A long stalk will shoot up and eventually a purple and yellowish inflorescence, where a flower head will open and emit a strong odor of cow manure and decomposing matter. Similar to the corpse flower, which we've covered on another video, the stink of this flower will draw in bugs with bad taste to pollinate it. These stinky times only last 2 days, at which point an awesome purple corn-like structure will be revealed. It almost looks like the challah fruit from Top 10 Fruits Episode 1. Despite it looking awesome, it is not edible, but highly poisonous. What is edible of this plant are the roots or tubers. Someone must have been really hungry to try to eat the tuber of a plant that smells like rotting cow poop. We're gonna have to imagine what these tubers taste like, as there's only a research journal that describes it as being edible, but we do know that they're eaten as a remedy for intestinal parasites, which is effective in both humans and livestock. Well, this concludes this episode. If you want to check out the 166 rare fruits and vegetables I'll be planting in my garden this year, you can head over to my other channel, Earth Monkey, or my Taste Test channel, Unusual Foods. And until the next one, have a good one. It's raining. It's starting to pour out here. Yeah.